These Violent Delights is undoubtedly among my top read of this year. It's a Romeo and Juliet retelling. It's set in Shanghai 1926 and follows Roma Montagov, who's a successor to a Russian gang named White Flowers, and Juliette Cai, who's a successor to a Chinese gang called Scarlet Gang. These two opponent posses continually battle about their territory while running their complex organization of groups and attempting to keep the external powers which threaten to close in. Juliette Cai is determined, aggressive, deadly, and a badass. Subsequent to having invested a portion of her youngster years in America getting her schooling, she's anxious to show her family that she's equipped for driving the Scarlet Gang. What I adored the most about her, I guess, is that in spite of being a badass kind of female character, Juliette has a powerless and touchy side to her as well. Roma Montagov, meanwhile, is intense because that is what's expected of him from his family, yet in addition has a delicate, mindful side to him. Together him and Juliette have an amazing chemistry. They have that ideal brutal young lady and a pitiful calm boy dynamic going on, that I cherished a ton. At the point when a madness starts to spread all through the city which makes individuals to hook their own throats out and the two sides begin to lose numbers, Juliette and Roma end up putting aside their disparities and collaborating to vanquish their shared enemy regardless of their mutual history together. The common history being each other's first love and first treachery when they were both 15. These star-crossed sweethearts who are now enemies have a ton of uncertain sentiments, anxiety, and strain, and that is the thing that makes their scenes so flavorful to read. They're both expected to hate one another, however they also yearn for one another. I wish the book had a couple of flashbacks of 15-year-old Roma and Juliette sneaking to meet each other as well, however I'll take what I can get. My second most loved thing about this book was the side characters. Roma's companion, Marshal Seo, who's continually meandering in Korean or Russian, is enchanting and humorous. Furthermore, Benedict, Roma's cousin, is essentially something contrary to Marshal, quiet and reserved. They're both either quibbling or conspiring together continually. Other than Roma and Juliet, I'm truly eager to perceive how their romantic tale unfurls. Presently onto Juliet's sidekicks, her cousins, Kathleen Lang and Rosalind Lang. Out of the two, I think my most loved must be Kathleen. She's trans, yes, this book has trans rep, has an optimistic approach to life and is a pacifist at heart. Meanwhile, her brotherly twin, Rosalind, is somewhat bitter however not hateful. They're both amazingly faithful to Juliet and have a decent connection with her. These Violent Delights is essentially a rich, brilliant dinner, loaded up with magnificent exciting twists and turns. All things considered, this was an altogether exceptional and a very creative interpretation of Romeo and Juliet with little equals to the play. After that capricious and painful ending, I can't sit tight for the sequel. I highly recommend everybody to add this book to their must-read book collection right away.